is the green frog. Okay, we gotta check out the fucking green frog, Pepe. So what happened on Pepe? Do you want to? Do you think it'd be worthwhile to go over the confluence from last February? Did we go over that? Not the short, not the long setup. I don't think
You
we
just
went.
mean what Pepe did last February compared to this year?
Yeah, I don't think we went over. Yeah, we wouldn't have because we only did that for the private crypto plays. Okay, so I'll show that move that we put on Pepe from last year. So here's the daily on Pepe. Here's where we're at right now. Okay, so you see this massive wick. That's obviously what happened yesterday with Ethereum, and we're back in this kind of demand zone, this middle area right here. We're actually still higher than where we were at during that August nuke. Okay. So the August nuke was in here. Yeah, down in here. So it was down in this level. Okay. Which makes sense why we wicked into it. Okay. So if Pepe continues to draw down any further, I would expect it to bottom out right on top of this demand zone and start moving up from here. Okay, so we'll name this demand.
This is exactly why I'm just hodling right now. I'm like, how much lower can these altcoins really come?
Right, which that would be, well, it's not bad. It's 12%. That'll hurt a bit, but that would be the bottom because that's the demand zone that we created from the last nuke down. So what we're going to see on something like Pepe is you're either going to see it continue to bleed down into here if Ethereum continues to come down. If not, then it makes sense that you were bottoming like somewhere in here and these in this like demand zone right here. Even say something like that, right? So you could see this start to curl back up too. But again, it's dependent on what Ethereum does. If Ethereum holds where it's at and we start to curl back up, then you're going to see Pepe have a super reflexive move as we had last February, which was over here, which we're going to go over. Okay. So here's what we did last year, 2024, on Pepe. We'll put them side by side. Okay. So we had planned a long setup for yesterday on Pepe because the price action up until that massive nuke down was playing out exactly the same as last February, which is outrageous how closely they were lined up. Okay. So February of 2024 was right before Pepe's huge 12x run up. Okay. So that would have been in here, way down here. That's how small it was at the time.
I think this chart on the right's on the 2 hour.
Yeah, I want it to be on the lower time frame so they can see it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, here it is right here. So we got this move on Pepe on an Ethereum the same exact way we got it last year, February. Okay. So I should have left the drawings on it. Did I? No. Okay, I did. Wrong ones. Okay. So FOMC meeting on 2024 happened on February or on January 31st. I'll redraw this. Yep, right here. And so we got this bottom. Okay. We got this bottom on FOMC last year, 2024, February, on Pepe and Ethereum. So we de-risk out of FOMC. Same thing we did this year. Okay. This year, let's move this down to the 2 hour as well. Okay. We did something similar. So I believe it was on the 28th. Yes, it was. Right. So we did the same bottom pattern. Okay.
I was gonna say, and just keep in mind with the difference in the date range is the FOMC meeting this year was 3 days earlier than last year. So you'll see it's a few more days in between the moves on this structure, but relative to what happened, it's the same exact thing. The meeting was just 3 days earlier this year.
Yep, same exact thing. So here's what we were doing, positioning into this, right? So at the time, whenever I made this chart, all you could see is basically this, okay? So this was on Friday. I had made this chart. And so if you see on the right-hand side, this was Pepe in February and January of 2024 before it does a 12x and goes up only, up to the right. So we get this FOMC bottom. We curl up a little bit, and then we nuke on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We pump on the Monday open. We get one more little nuke, and then it's literally up only for a 12x on Pepe. Massive, massive move last year. Okay. If you look on the left-hand side, we effectively printed the same structure this year. So it looked like we were going to do the same exact thing. So you get this FOMC bottom, just like we have it marked out on the right-hand side. Now this time, instead of January 31st, it was January 28th. We move up. Okay. We make this top, just like we did last time on this one right here, right? And then we nuke from Friday, Saturday, into Sunday. So when we got this wick down here, this move, it looked like this one right here. So I'll put a circle there. Looked like this one. So let's draw that again. Right, so this is all I could see at the time was this, right? So you see how you have, so just so you guys understand how we're looking at the similarities on something like this. It looked like this, right? So similar, right? You get this liquidation down, this big move to the downside here. This was the low here. I figured this could have been the low here. And it looked like what Pepe was going to do is just a repeat of this structure, right? It just put in this pump. This pump came after this move. This pump came first, and then this move came. It looked like it was going to go straight up only for another 10x on Pepe. It was setting up exactly like last year's move on Pepe. And then all of a sudden, you saw what happened. Then we get these moves. And that's where everybody got decimated. So that...
Surprise.
Yeah, surprise, motherfucker. This did look like that, and it looked like history was going to repeat itself, but, Pompino came in, gave us a little trade war, and then we got absolutely annihilated here. Now, obviously, we're getting some buyback right now. We'll see how long that lasts. But that just shows you the type of confluence that you have in these cycles is they don't repeat themselves, but they definitely rhyme. And you can spot these patterns on assets from the past. I'm just trying to teach you guys how to look at these markets. You can spot these patterns, and these things, they don't play out the same way every single time. But when you catch these patterns, it's worthwhile taking a risk and betting on them playing out again, because it would make sense for it to do so. If we didn't get that trade war news and we didn't have these tariffs coming in, I bet you that shit would have played out just the same. Except now we just get this extra leg down here, and who knows? Like, it really might happen where we just start to go up only again, just like we did on Pepe last year, because everybody thought it was over down here. This on Pepe, look at this in context. It looked like Pepe was done. Pepe was all the way up in here, December of 23, and then did this. All the way down here. Down 50% more. More. Yeah, 50%. Right? Everybody thought it was over on Pepe. Everything thought it was nuked, annihilated. People who bought up here are in shambles. Their portfolios are fucking gone. Everything's fucked. Oh, it's over. Fuck this. Da da da. Meme coins are stupid. Blah 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 blah. Down 50%. Looks like it's over. The heroes bid down here. The heroes bought. The heroes accumulated. The heroes were ready to fucking rock. Then what happens right after this capitulation? Boom. Nuclear. Look at that. Look at that run. They thought it was over here before Pepe pulled this. Hilarious. No, that's backwards. Hold on. How do I flip this? Hold on. Let's see if I can flip it. Nope. So I'll just
redraw it.
Yeah, redraw it. Fuck it. Mr. Producer. Here we go.
I mean, we kind of got the yeah, it's more like it.
12x. You see that? You see how it goes from it's so over, it's done on such a small, tiny time frame, and then you just zoom out, and right after we had that capitulation, 50% drawback on Pepe, we go for a 12x. Come on now. So that's just what's gonna happen again here. Look, it's the same thing. Pepe draws down. Here's the high. It literally looks the same, right? It was all the way up here, wherever, over here. You draw down 50%. Right now, right here, we're down 62%. And what's going to happen? What are you going to say?
Oh, I was going to say we kind of got the same move off the FOMC meeting, but it was just in reverse.
In
whenever you were showing it, instead of after putting in a slightly lower bottom compared to the FOMC bottom, it just spiked down instead of up.
Reverse. Oh, they played us. They said last time we the inverse pump, the dump. They call it the dump, the inverse pump.
Yeah. It's the pump. Yeah, it's the square root of pump is dump.
Yep. Yeah, fuck yeah. Exactly.